Hi everyone, this is Anush from the Monrovia Public Library, and we are going to do an experiment with pennies today. So you have seen some shiny new pennies. They're very clean and shiny when they're new, but then with time they get exposed to air and they oxidize. And this is called copper oxide. So this is what copper oxide looks like. It's black. So sometimes you will see spots or you will see a whole layer of copper oxide on your copper pennies. And copper oxide dissolves in a combination of weak acid like vinegar and salt. So let's try an experiment where we use an acid and salt to see if we can clean our pennies. So my hypothesis is that ketchup, which has both vinegar and salt, should clean the penny pretty well. So for my experiment, I will use 3 different things: water, which has no vinegar or salt; ketchup, which has both vinegar and salt; and just vinegar to look at the difference. So I have my pennies over here, and some are more dirty than others. They have more copper oxide on them. And here are my 3 different things that I will use. So water is the first one, and I will use ketchup in the second one. And I will use apple cider vinegar in the third one, but you can use any vinegar. So I am going to put a penny in each of the cups, and here are the pennies that I will use. So here's what they look like before they've been in their cups. Go, that's the water, ketchup. Just cover it so it's completely covered with the ketchup. And the third one is the vinegar. Now wait at least 10 minutes. You can wait longer, or you can try to do an experiment and see how much it cleans the longer you leave it. Okay, let's take our pennies out. So this is the water. Now you can clean it off or dry it with a paper towel, and that way you can also, if it worked to loosen, dissolve the copper oxide, you can clean it so you can get all that off. So it seems like nothing happened to the penny that was in the water. Now let's get the one in the ketchup. So that will take a little bit of time to clean. There's a lot of ketchup on it. Okay, so that's our ketchup penny. It cleaned it a little bit, and the vinegar one. Okay, let's dry off the vinegar one. And it cleaned it some. So you can take some pictures and notes before you put the pennies in your solutions, and then look at them after you take it out and write down your observations. My observation was that the water had no effect on the penny. The one in the ketchup was a little cleaner after I took it out, but not completely shiny. So maybe the ketchup didn't have enough vinegar in it, or enough salt. And just the vinegar by itself cleaned it a little bit too. Now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try adding something salty to the vinegar so that it has both salt and vinegar. You can use salt, so you can just put salt in the vinegar, but I'm going to use soy sauce because it has a lot of salt. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of the soy sauce. It is low sodium, but it still has a lot of salt. I'm gonna put some in the vinegar. And then I have a different penny. And this one is actually pretty tarnished. So I'm gonna put that in. So I waited some time. And it's time to take the penny out. Wow, it already looks a lot shinier, a lot cleaner than it was before. So let's dry it off. And there's our penny. It is a lot cleaner than it was before. So my observation was that the vinegar and soy sauce cleaned it the most, because probably the vinegar is a lot stronger than the vinegar that was in the ketchup. So here are some more questions that you can do experiments on to see if you can find the answer. Now, will salt work better than soy sauce in the vinegar? And does it matter how much vinegar and salt you use? What if you put a little bit of vinegar with a lot of salt, or a lot of vinegar with a little bit of salt? And will the penny be more shiny if you leave it longer? What if you leave it a couple of hours? What if you leave it overnight? Thank you for watching and happy experimenting. If you do an experiment, let us know how it went and let us know about your observations.